There's a lot of dispute in games like Commando. Battles occur on the front and there's no turning back unless you've got to connect with ammunition at a higher standard. A series like that of Call of Duty owes a great deal to past greats like Commando because gameplay in action revolves on obstacles in gear for peace and war within means of anxiety. And that excited state can leave a gamer with wild fantasy over the radar in video presentation under machine game device control. Commando on the Intellivision resembles Zaxxon for the ColecoVision in the sense of heated, dramatic battle realized over the top of disagreeable enemies who can't seem to get enough frustration out of their system without also causing harm and damage to innocents. Visual style involves graphics which speak to volume, although we'll have to keep tabs on quality, in addition to varietal hazards and realistic opportunities. We're talking about an arcade-style game from the 80s when Intellivision products were still being marketed during Nintendo's launch into stardom. Just when I say Intellivision or Nintendo, those trademarks act as bits of nature in the world of art. We get so many images of video games in our heads when we hear such names, and there's reality before us. However, especially as classics are remembered in memories that may not precisely stick to our faculties in motion for poetry and philosophy. Here you control a soldier as he's getting underway underfoot. It's basically a program that shows a collection of stick figures who linger in fiction towards battle at the front with coats on and those arms and legs in gravitational push and pull. Battle gets away with us during such conflict among silly-looking footmen. A soldier's coat can really wave in the atmosphere where heat of battle defines motion along aggravated army sides, boots to wear down and disc to release through a jungle like no other. Of course, there's brush here and there in 60-bit horizons, engineered under the Intellivision 2 console's self-help of computer function. Limp, peaceful-looking, and distracting, my friend. Marching in with my comrade, I dodge enemy lines where my body and frame of mind come to a close call. In death remains a mystery in terms of household electricity where I live and how my Intellivision tool console takes in the currents for extreme prejudice implied with programming. Stick figures can be remarkable. No, I'm joking. For what symbols like these are, since working with simplified visuals can lead veteran gamers into the arcade gameplay with enough confidence on hand and little to chew on. At times I'll be divided in my mind over the subject where the boot fits, but really there's a tension and anxiety experienced in gaming along these lines by the very nature of outside influence on my mark for army-style gameplay, heavy in feeling and lots for dispute on. For moments on end, there'll be slowdown and buggy flashes on my TV screen by playing Commando, despite the few details there are to truly create a broken session in execution. Also, the TV's volume absolutely must be raised to its maximum digit and level for the Intellivision 2 console's arcade-style performance. bias can be sensed in my review from writing on and on about games I'm sure I'll be somewhat distinct from players who would have never thought of anything by looking at wordless visuals upon the TV screen. You'll probably cross your eyes, while looking at such literature, at least by playing this battle game with some ideas of your own. You will not have to be alone and get so many more ideas on top of the feelings and thoughts you've had on war from the beginning. Playing with my brand new Intellivision 2 controller for Commando is extremely inviting, with easy to push fire buttons and a disc which acts more on varied directions along the front than how games can do with the Nintendo Game Boy's direction pad. Welcome to this review, comrades, and enjoy Commando for the Intellivision. And this is a review for my Intellivision 2 on Commando. Take care and leave away, pals.